Welcome back to Tactical and Practical. This episode is brought to you by IntelliGems, our one-stop shop for profit growth. Whether you want to test prices or offers or a progress bar or different site structure elements of your website or prices or copy. I said prices twice. Whatever you want to test on your Shopify store, IntelliGems can split test it for you, tell you what the best results are. You can set that winning iteration live, immediately increase performance on your website, and then test something else to try to beat that new winning thing. That's what we've been doing in the last couple of years since I've been a happy, satisfied, and paying customer of IntelliGems. And I want you to be able to do that too. So go to intelligems.io, let them know I sent you, and start making more money today. All right, this episode is about a conversation I've had with marketers, a lot of different marketers at a lot of different times. Right before this, I was recording an episode answering fan questions in the DMs. And this was the last question I got to, and I thought it was so important that it deserves its own episode. The question is a question I've gotten from a lot of marketers. So if this is you, don't feel like you're on an island here. The question is essentially, how can I be more heard at my organization? How can I convince leadership or owners to take my suggestions seriously, to, listen to what problems I foresee happening in the business? How can I, be more effective in, affecting positive change for the org? And looking back at my career, there's definitely times where I felt like I'm not being heard. And when I think about those times, I could have done way more to be heard. I could have done way more to explain to leadership why I was concerned about a thing, what I thought we should do about it, and I could have been more consistent in talking about it. So that's kind of what we're going to go over today, how to get leadership to listen to the marketing departments more. And by the way, I've talked to CEOs and owners about this, and I've got a great relationship with the guys who own OG, and they want this too. They want to hear from us. We just need to put it in language that they can understand, and we just need to, make sure they are focused on what we need them to be focused on and provide proof of it. So this isn't an episode where I'm like, yeah, man, these fucking CEOs don't listen to the marketing. That's not what I'm saying at all. I think marketers across the board, myself included, can be better about this. So I'm going to share some things that have helped me. First, make sure you bring up problems when times are really good. I think that's like a mistake we all make all the time. We do it in our personal lives. We do it in business. When things are good, whatever that means for your business, you're hitting targets, you're profitable, whatever it is. When things are good, we all overlook some things that we know are going to be a problem one day. And I think that's probably the most common occurrence of this is marketers wait until times are bad until we bring up these problems. And then it looks like it's coming from a place of desperation. And then it looks like it's, grasping at straws from the marketing team who might be fearful of losing their job. So first note on this, bring up problems even when times are good, and then just don't let them get dismissed. If you feel strongly enough about a problem that you foresee in the business, I would bring it up to leadership and I say, hey, listen, I know we're killing it right now. We're doing a lot of things right. X, Y, and Z are working awesome for us. But there's this piece of data I'm looking at that scares me. There's a problem I see in the industry for 2026 that I think might hurt. There's, a new possible tariff, macro event, whatever. There's something that concerns me about the future. And while things are going great today, while it's easy for us to direct budget and resources elsewhere, I'd like to cast a little safety net over here. I'd like to try to get ahead of this problem. So when it rears its head in 3 months or 6 months or 2 years, will at least have something to turn to. We'll at least have an idea of a solution before things get too bad. So that's kind of first note here. Bring things up when times are good. That's going to be the easiest time to get budget approved. That's going to be the time where like you should be in the best graces with ownership. Be like, hey, you know all this money I'm making you right now? If you want me to keep doing that, I'm concerned about this thing. Help me fix it. The second thing you should do is make everything rooted in data. You know, depending on whoever you're reporting to, if you're reporting to a CEO or an owner, they probably hired you because marketing wasn't their thing, or because you are whatever a more advanced, more tactical, deeper operator of the marketing department than they wanted to be. So, put it in language that they want to see. If your boss is a finance guy and only cares about the numbers, show them the numbers. If your boss is really passionate about product, tell them the things that this might affect in product development. Tell them about things this might affect in not hitting forecast and ending up with a warehouse full of product. Put it in the language of whoever your superior is. Whatever they care about the most, the problem you foresee should probably affect them at some point. Show them how it's going to. Run scenarios of like, you know, if X then Y in 12 months, our first order profit is going to decrease. I'm not sure we're prepared for that, blah, blah, blah. Run the math, crunch the numbers, show them how it's going to affect and damage something they care about. It's not a CEO's job to care about his email click-through rate at all. It's not a founder's job to care about his, LTV. It's not a founder's job to do any of that. The founder's job is to allocate capital and resources to grow the business. It's your job to tell him or her. Sorry, I'm not trying to be sexist. It's your job to tell her why a low click-through rate on email or why a low LTV is going to eventually hurt the business, because what they want to see is outcomes and what they want to see is results. So don't get too bogged down on some of the tactics. Don't get too bogged down on the metrics that they might not care about and that they definitely don't look at every day. Show them the numbers that they care about. Last thing I'll say here, just don't shut up about it. Like if it's really a problem, don't shut up about it until they address it or fire you. And I can say that as a guy that's been fired for this. There's a company, you're not going to find them anywhere on my social media or LinkedIn. I've scrubbed it. But there's a brand that I grew from doing 1.5 million a year to 12 a year, like maybe 11, like really quick. And there were problems. And I didn't shut up about those problems. And I got fired. I was doing great work on the marketing side. I had some concerns about the product, and I didn't let them go. And it didn't matter how much money I made the couple who started it. They didn't care. I've checked on them recently. They're not doing great. But I'm so glad I got fired from that job. Because I would have then been there for when shit hit the fan for them and when their product issues were exposed. And trust me, it hurt and it was scary in the meantime when I got fired after 10xing a company, and my concerns about the product were only for the good of the company. It was only to, help the future of the company grow. But they didn't want to hear about it. They thought, well, we just 10x'd our business without fixing that problem, so it must not be a problem. But I'm so glad I wasn't there to deal with it when it all came crashing down. So that's my advice. Speak up when times are good. It'll carry more weight, and they'll take you more seriously than when times are bad. They're going to think you're grasping at straws. Show them data that they care about. Put it in a language they understand. Because it's not their job to care about metrics that only matter to you. It's their job to care about revenue and profit of the business. Show them why this problem is going to eventually have a negative impact. And lastly, don't shut up about it if it's a big deal. Don't wait for times to get bad. Bring it up on whatever cadence you think is appropriate once a month. Just be like, hey, listen, I know we talked about this in June. It really scares me that we still haven't done anything about this. How do you feel about it? Do you want to revisit it? Do you want to back burner it for now? I just wanted to bring it up again so we don't forget it. Because by the 7th time, they might take you seriously and they might fix it before it becomes a real problem. Or they're going to fire you. Then they're never going to fix that problem out of spite. And then they're going to have to deal with the consequences of it. And you're going to be moving on to bigger and better things. So that's my advice on how to be more heard in your organization. It's advice I could certainly take myself. But that's it. You're not a terrible marketer. The dude who asked me this question is actually like awesome. I've learned a ton from him. And I know it gets lonely, but talk to other marketers. We're supposed to be a community that supports each other. And a lot of us deal with frustrations like this all the time. Even if the people you work for are awesome, like mine are, it's easy to feel like this at different times. And I think we could all benefit from a little more communication and explanation. Because at the end of the day, we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to grow businesses. We're all trying to make some money. If you're closer to the marketing data than your superior, your owner, then it's your duty to inform them in a way that they understand and take seriously and don't forget. So hope this episode helps some of you. If any of you get fired for annoying your boss with the same problem over and over again, don't blame me. I've done it too, but I'm not liable or responsible. And you agreed to that when you turned on this podcast episode, I think. I don't have a lawyer. All right. Thanks for listening to Tactical and Practical. I'll catch you next time.